Lights out, and Season 3 is underway here in Germany. It's been an excellent start by YSI, already getting the jump on Dynomonkey, and it's also been an excellent start by Heya on those hard tyres. He's also overtaking Dynomonkey while coming into turn 2 and out of turn 3. YSI still extending his gap over Dyno as they come onto the DRS straight. Dyno might actually be getting overtaken by Heya as well, so it's not been an ideal start for Dyno on those soft tyres. He should be having a pace advantage over everyone else on those mediums and hards while coming through the hairpin. I think Moto is also trying to look to get into this battle for the lead, but as they come into turn 8, Dynomonkey actually getting ahead of Heya now. He's making up a bit of time there, and I think he's actually got into the lead as we come into the final sector now. So yeah, it's been a decent start by Dynomonkey, but it's also been a pretty good start by Heya as well on those hard tyres, managing to stay with that leading pack. There's a three-way battle now for P7. Lewis in the McLaren is under threat from the Mercedes and Red Bull behind him as they come into turn 2 and turn 3. And the Red Bull of Turk is actually overtaking Klezika there, but now onto the DRS straight. Lewis is actually under threat from both the drivers behind him. They both have DRS now, while coming into the hairpin. Will Lewis be able to defend from them? But no, he actually gets overtaken by both of them now. Now coming out of the hairpin and the run down to turn 8. Lewis is actually looking to make up a bit of ground here as they come into turn 8. He actually loses more time through there, and now Klezika is actually looking to overtake Turks now as they come into the final sector through the flat out right hander. Turks is actually under threat from Klezika now, but coming into the stadium section, Lewis actually makes up a bit of ground there and he gets a better exit, and now coming into the final two corners, he takes a tighter line through there, gets a better run, and onto the start finish straight. He might have actually got ahead of both of them there. Little Maxl now up into P5, looking to overtake Beasto as well, as we actually see Little Maxl go straight on into the wall there. That's a really weird mistake to make. We don't usually see anyone do that, but little Maxl might actually be having some technical difficulties or something, because that's a really odd mistake to make. And little Maxl actually stopped on track there, losing a bunch of positions. I don't think he's going to be able to recover from this mistake there. But whatever's happened to him, I think he's probably going to retire from this race now, which is pretty unfortunate for him because his race was looking pretty good up until this point. Dynomonkey made his pit stop a few laps earlier. He's now looking to overtake Heya and make his way back up into the lead as they come into the stadium section and into the hairpin. Heya getting a bit of a moment there, but Dynomonkey on those fresher tyres should be able to get the move done relatively easily, and as they now come onto the start finish straight, Dynomonkey has got the move done on Heya. YSI on the two-stop strategy, trying to overtake Heya now, who's presumably on the one-stop, having a few different strategies in this race. I think the Ferrari of Moto is also on the two-stop strategy, but as they now come onto the start-finish straight, Heya is still ahead of YSI, but Heya shouldn't be able to hold a candle to YSI's pace, but he's still doing a pretty good job to be able to keep up with him. But as they now come into turn 2 and out of turn 3, is Heya getting overtaken by YSI? No, he's actually staying with YSI, so Heya still having some pretty good pace to stay with the Ferrari. Second Ferrari of Moto also looking to overtake Heya. Heya's one-stop strategy might have been a bit of a mistake there compared to the two-stop of both the Ferraris, but oh, there's a Sauber in the background there. Who is that? Is that Jerepeko or is that Dynomonkey? Yes, it is. That is Dynomonkey there, the leader of this race, crashing out apparently because of a Windows update. So Dynomonkey on course to win this race, but unfortunately losing the race win through no fault of his own. Moto has actually managed to get ahead of Heya, but Heya isn't going to give up that easily as they come out of the hairpin and into the final two corners. Heya takes a better line through there, and onto the start finish straight. Heya has made up a bit of time to Moto, just under a tenth separates the two drivers, still very close between them, and as they now come onto the first DRS zone, neither of them get DRS actually. As they now come into turn 2 and out of turn 3 and 4, Heya getting a better exit than Moto, and he's now just getting slightly ahead of Moto, and neither of them get DRS once again. But coming into the hairpin, will Heya be able to get the move done on Moto? Yes, he does. He just gets ahead of Moto very slightly. But coming down into turn 8, Moto is looking to retake his position to make it a Ferrari 1-2 once again. But through turn 8, Heya actually manages to make up more time through there. Now into the final sector, Heya is making an even bigger gap to Moto as they now come into the hairpin now. Heya carries a lot of speed through there, but he goes a tiny bit wide on the exit, and that's going to cost him. Moto is actually making a bit of a comeback now through the final 2 corners and onto the start-finish straight. Moto has actually been able to re-overtake Heya. Waisai absolutely dominated Season 2, and he's going to continue his domination into Season 3. Waisai wins the season opener here in Germany. Moto makes it a Ferrari 1-2, but it's a very close finish between him and Heya. Just under a tenth separates between the two drivers after a very long battle between them. After what looked like was going to be a dominant performance by Dynomonkey, Waisai takes the win in the season opener for a second time in a row, with Ferrari getting their 1-2 as well, creating quite a big championship lead over Red Bull in P2, who had a pretty good performance in P4 and P5. But from the looks of how this race went, we might be in for another season of Ferrari domination.